Gossip Girl Episode 1 was a story of truths and lies, and how a lie can become the truth when enough people believe it. The old Gossip Girl had a strategy to do just so. First, you tease things out to get people's attention, then you go in for the kill. The new Gossip Girl used that strategy in Episode 1, but what was most interesting was the way in which various characters both intentionally and unintentionally used that same strategy in their human interactions, most notably Zoya and Obi and the ending. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's get to know these characters. Julian Elizabeth Calloway, or Jules, is a junior at Constance Billard and a massive social media influencer. But it was not always that way. Jules' mother died and her father was always drunk or disappearing. So Jules built her status from scratch. Now she's not just known, she's influential, and she doesn't want that to change. Jules has a boyfriend named Otto Berman IV, or Obi. Obi is rich even among the rich. Jules referred to Obi as the guilty rich, since Obi volunteers his time and energy towards those that are less fortunate. So Obi is good people, but the same cannot be said of all of Jules' friends. Ox seemed cool, and Max and Aubrey are interesting, but Monet and Luna were pretty awful. Monet was rude to a couple teachers right off the bat, and even got one fired on the first day of school. We'll get back to the Seven Samurai in a bit. Jules also has a half-sister, Zoya Jane Lott. Zoya is a freshman, and until this year, Zoya went to school upstate in Buffalo. Zoya lives with her adorable single father, Nick. Zoya applied to Constance Billard and received an art scholarship. Without that art scholarship, she would not have been able to afford that school, and it turns out her half-sister Jules used her influence to help Zoya get that scholarship. Corrupt, but kinda cute. Jules had reached out to her sister Zoya 2 years prior, and they bonded through phone calls. But Zoya hid that from her father, and Jules hid that from her friends. Instead of letting their true story play out, Jules tried to game the system just as she does very successfully with social media. Her goal was virtuous. She wanted her friends to like Zoya for who she is and not just because she's related to Jules. Unfortunately, Jules' plan unraveled. But not right away. The first time that the sisters ever saw each other in person, it was special. And the follow-up scene in the women's room was unexpected and cute as well. Turns out, they got matching tattoos before even meeting each other. We'll get back to that, but first, last but not least, we've got Miss Keller, or Kate. At the beginning of the episode, Jules spilled Miss Keller's drink. Jules apologized, but Jules' awful friends said some pretty rude stuff, which Miss Keller unfortunately attributed to Jules as well. Perception is reality. Miss Keller was hurt, as she had spent an hour picking out an outfit that she thought the kids would not make fun of, and Monet and Luna did just so right away. So what did she do? Well, at first, Miss Keller defended the kids to her colleagues, telling them that they, as teachers, are the kids' last hope. Unfortunately, her plans changed. Kate and her colleagues became the new Gossip Girl, and Kate played dirty. Gossip Girl's first post on Twitter was a bust. But then, the Gossip Girl group decided to use the bait and kill strategy on Instagram. She teased her first big reveal and then dropped it when the kids were at Dumble Hall. She called out Jules and Zoya's mother, Mama Marion, for having dumped DJ Davis for Nick Nobody. And name-calling was the least of it. Gossip Girl mocked Mama Marion for having passed away before she could see her daughters reunited. On a scale of 1 to 10, that was disgusting. And little did Kate know, Zoya had just been at Kate's defense, saying that teachers are underpaid and that she had met Miss Keller on the admissions panel and liked her. Gossip Girl also said that Zoya's scholarship wasn't granted, it was gifted. And that was true. Jules' father donates money to the school, and part of that funds the art scholarship. But Jules' father doesn't read the applications, Jules does, and Jules forwarded on Zoya's application. That hurt Zoya, since she didn't want to take the place of someone who may have been more deserving than her. Zoya wanted to earn her scholarship. So gossip number 1 has potentially jeopardized Zoya's scholarship. It hurt Zoya, and it also exposed that Jules and Zoya already knew each other. So Jules had lied to her 6 closest friends, including her boyfriend. Because of that, Obi left and Zoya left with him. She went up to his place to wait out the rain, and one of the Gossip Girl teachers took a picture of them removing their wet clothes and posted it in a way to suggest that Obi was cheating on his girlfriend with her sister. Again, the Gossip Girl group was way out of line. Surprisingly though, Jules didn't believe it. Hats off to her for that, but perception is reality. Jules' classmates believed the Gossip Girl post. They believed a lie. So Jules foolishly tried to beat the lie with a lie of their own. Meaning, for the second time, Jules tried to game the system the way that she gamed social media. Her plan was to get the power back by inviting her sister Zoya to her fashion show, but forgetting to put Zoya on the list to the after party. Monet and Luna would then post pictures of Jules and Obi inside at the after party, and another picture of Zoya having a meltdown outside. Let's be real, that plan was selfish. But it would have worked, at least, for the sake of Jules regaining her social media power. But Monet and Luna had a plan of their own. They stole Zoya's phone and then sent out an inappropriate picture of Max from it to everyone at the fashion show. So Zoya got kicked out and embarrassed. For the second time, Jules' plan failed. And sadly, a divide emerged between the sisters since Zoya was upset that Jules didn't stick up for her. Jules' response was learn me or leave, basically an ultimatum. Not cool. Jules cares more about her social media presence than her sister. And it got worse from there. Jules asked Zoya if she really thinks she can win, and Zoya was like, I'm not playing your game, so its outcome means nothing to me. And that's the gist of this story. The fake life versus real life. Jules does care about Obi, and she does care about Zoya. Jules is a good person, but she's fake. She apologized to Miss Keller the first time that she knocked over her coffee at the beginning of the episode, but then she smirked as her friends threatened Miss Keller's job in the hallway. Her kindness was true Jules, and her negativity was the fake Jules, but it is what it is. Miss Keller assumed Jules was a punk, and that's partially why she went after her. But at the end of the episode, Jules knocked over Miss Keller's coffee a second time, and once again, Jules blamed herself. She also complimented Miss Keller on her blazer. So this second time, Miss Keller heard her, which means Miss Keller has no excuse if she keeps harassing Jules, because she now has reason to believe that Jules is a good person. Let's hope that the Miss Keller who wants to nurture her students reemerges at some point. Alright, now let's finally discuss the ending, Zobi. Gossip Girl used the bait and kill method with her social media posts, but some characters use that strategy in real life. Max, for example. Max told Aubrey that he was excited to see the school body, including hers. He teased her. Then he teased her some more at the club, and now she's thinking of him when she's with Ak. Max's teasing has worked. Jules also used that strategy in real life. She teased the fact that she liked Zoya's shoes, and later, she went in for the kill. She commented on them again and took a picture with Zoya as stage 2 of the plan. But Gossip Girl, Max, and Jules were all intentionally trying to game the system. Sometimes, the bait and kill strategy happens naturally, as it did with Zoya and Obi. When they first met, Zoya commented on Obi's pin, the RTC Alliance, and she told him that if he ever needs another body, she's in. That was an organic tease. At the club, he gave her the pin, another organic tease. And at the end of the episode, Zoya has decided to join Obi at the RTC Alliance, an organic bait and kill. So what does that mean for Jules and Obi? Well, the first time that Gossip Girl tried to use Obi to come between Jules and Zoya, it worked in terms of their classmates' perceptions, but Jules didn't buy it. But now that Jules and Zoya are at odds with one another, if Gossip Girl sends out more posts of Zoya and Obi, Jules may actually take it personally. And that will be a shame for 2 reasons. First off, because no one should ever be exploited the way that Gossip Girl does to people, let alone good people like Zoya and Obi when they are volunteering their time to help the less fortunate. The second reason that it will be a shame if Jules buys into Gossip Girl's next post about Zoya and Obi is because nothing has happened between Zoya and Obi. In fact, Obi said that he missed who Jules used to be before social media, and Zoya didn't hit on him. Instead, she reassured him that the Jules who called her for the last 2 years is the Jules that Obi misses, meaning the real Jules is still inside her. They've just got to get that real Jules to reemerge. From a storytelling perspective, that's the long game. But in the short term, expect Gossip Girl to make that journey difficult. Alright, these characters got me. I'll be doing videos every week, but until next time, catch you on the flip side.